It is you. Come closer. We feared you were but a dream. We wake from seasons of slumber. We have been waiting. A colony of insects, the many united by one purpose. Mycelia twining through the loam, taking and giving in equal measure. We are the ache in the land, the roots that run deep. And you are familiar to us. Our memories are fractured, but you too are alone in your strangeness. Godlike. This term means nothing to us. But why would you belong to another, shackled to their will? Shackled like us to rot and corruption. It spreads and festers and seeps and crawls. Poor bear, poor us, poor you. Yes, the air sings with its spores. It is everywhere. We can feel it. We fear it. We can see where it spreads. It is an infection. A foreign body invades. The host fights back. We feel the pain of this intrusion. It overwhelms us. If an animal sickens after a fight, as it howls and sings its agony, what do you do? Nurse it, care for it, grow it like the vines. We were loved once, perhaps. We remember, almost. A thought, like motion in the water. The rot festers. We could suck the poison out, let green things grow in its place, and we could give you the gift of our healing touch. But a favor for a favor. Would you help us in return when we ask it? A favor for a favor, then. This place shall heal, and you shall know our power. Retire. New again this world, new again words. We will find you soon.
Incredible. Envoy, I don't know what you did, but that was miraculous.
You all right? You look like you were in a trance for several minutes.
What happened? What can you recall? Spare no detail. An attack on your very soul. Well, such an event could have killed someone, or worse.
Be careful where you go saying that. Nowadays, that kind of talk makes people nervous.
Inquisitor Ludwig will need to hear of this. I've agreed to share my findings with the Steel Garrote, as long as they do the same. Not that she has any interest in ecology. Ludwig is obsessed with our security. Sees enemies lurking around every corner. Your interests are more aligned than you know. But while you and I answer to the Emperor, Ludwig and the Steel Garrote answer only to themselves. Stay out of their way, and they'll return the favor. Ah, you're going to be troublesome, aren't you? At least you're on our side. We'll talk more at the embassy. I'll ensure the Paradise militia give you free passage into the city. Ah, Envoy, what you've done here is truly amazing. Let's keep up the good work, eh?
Just watch your step. There are swaths of the city barely more civilized than this. Whatever the Inquisitor's like, she can't be worse than that bear. Can she?
You are full of surprises, Envoy. I'd heard godlikes have strange powers, but I've never known one to heal an entire grove. Guess your Emperor really did send the right person for the job, huh? Still, you have your work cut out for you in Paradise. Enjoy the calm while you can.
The path to Paradise is a tad overgrown, but I can find my way back.
Old fella who used to live here ended up in one of the shanties by the dock. Now I see why. I was just getting warmed up. In Rawatai, you don't abandon good supplies. I wonder what happened here. not bad. It's got natural light, right on the river, just needs a little upkeep.
Nice to see you again. How can Falter be of...
Are all paradisans like this?
You say the militia have closed Paradise to newcomers, so where should I go?
Well, there's always the shantytown, but, well, you know.
Yeah, I haven't heard the best things about that place. Is there nowhere else?
Perhaps the Adherents are looking for new recruits.
No thanks. I'd rather risk the journey further inland than throw my lot in with them.
Your funeral, I guess. Why not just stay here? I'm sure you can find work around the landing.
Maybe. I sailed all the way from the Eastern Reach, if you can believe it.
That's far enough, Outlander.
Well, well. If it isn't the new arrival. So eager to make a name for himself. We have a problem, all right? And I've got the solution tucked in my sheath.
Unless you're hearing that from a handsome stranger in the bathhouse, that's usually an invitation to trouble. And not as fun as the kind you get into in the steam.
Me and Pod, we aren't so fond of Outlanders. Especially ones looking as strange as you. For all we know, you're one of those sick bastards. A plague carrier. A blight on our fair city. Not much of a talker, are ya? Huh. I can respect that.
Hey, it's all right. You're talking enough for all of us.
No one brings the plague into my town, Outlander. No one. At least you can die knowing it wasn't personal. Ha! Let's make it quick. You're not the only one with places to be.
Good. I was getting tired of listening to them anyway.
another glorious battle.
Nice banner, ain't it? I found it on the beach, covered in bird shit. Must have washed ashore from parts unknown. This is the banner of Cad Nua, a fine castle in the Eastern Reach. Not so fine anymore, is it? According to legend, one of the gods destroyed it. Then the lord or lady returned from the dead, seeking vengeance. That's where the story gets interesting. Romance, sword fights, explosions, dragons. Strange tale if you ask me. Never did hear how it ended. Good evening.
Welcome to Paradise, Envoy. The ambassador's expecting you.
Envoy!
You should not be here. You should be free, whole, the blood feeding your veins. Why are you here? A space within emptiness, where the gods live and the dead wait. A cage, a prison. We feel the souls of multitudes, a current beneath the skin of this place. We could dip our hand in once, feel them near us. But now, we are trapped like wasps in amber. But you should be alive. Our beloved, they stole the bloom from your branch. An arrow broke the skin. It carried poison to your veins. A festering blot of corruption spread through the root and sap. It stilled your heart. It silenced the song in your mind. As many as the beetles and worms in the soil. But we do not want that. We could send you back. Just this once. You think of us, with your own escape so near. We are moved. and decided. We will use our waning strength to free you. Then you must find us. Free us from our prison. You are ours. We tend to the sprout on the bough. Breathe deep. All birth is agony.
You're awake? Thank the gods. For a second there, I thought I had a problem on my hands. Liviana, the local Sawbones. I wish I could take credit for saving your life, but I believe I had very little to do with it.
Glad to see you with us. I was sure you were already on your next trip around the wheel, but I brought you here just in case. If anyone can work a miracle, it's Liviana, though whatever restored you is beyond even her skill. Hey, I'm sure you would have slung me over your back too, if our situations were reversed.
There's something I still don't understand. Envoy, you died. A night of heavy drinking could awaken your soul. Who knows what death could do to it?
What does this mean for him? Should he expect anything else strange? Other than coming back from the dead, I mean.
That depends on a few things. Visions and hallucinations? Likely. Manifestations of past lives? Uncommon, but possible.
Anything he should avoid? Strenuous exercise, hard drink, strong sveff.
Look for patterns. If your friend has any troubling signs, be attentive to what triggers them. This is far beyond my expertise. You should visit Runid, our local watcher. She would know what to make of your strange, stubborn soul. You've worked with one before. Good. You have an open mind. A watcher examines the soul down to its very core. I can't think of anyone more qualified for the job.
Sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness rather than permission.
Runid's shop is in the hills to the northeast. A bit of a walk. Just head out of the gate to the east of town and follow the path that curves to the north. It should be perched up in the hills. Oh, but avoid the Watcher in Hightown. She's a known charlatan. I'll send word to the ambassador that you survived, but he'll no doubt want to talk to you. Head up the stairs outside my clinic and take a left onto the main road. That'll get you to the embassy. Apologies. Paradise is a bit of a maze, especially to newcomers.
Don't worry. I know my way around. Which is why I should go with you. Your assassination is bound to have stirred things up. Your troops are going to be on edge until your killer's found, and some of us still have to live here. Don't mention it. Besides, I don't want this to blow up any more than you do. The sooner we solve your murder, the better for everyone. And we should talk back at camp. I'm hoping you can help me understand what just happened to you.
In my dream, you were surrounded by light, but it was shining from inside.
Godlike. Interested in saving a couple of lives? So, you're that godlike, the Adiran envoy. You're the one who saves the ambassador from the Strangleroot, right? Well, the conversation went something like, "Did you hear an Adiran envoy was killed at the gate?" "What? Really?" "Yes, a godlike. He saved the ambassador from the Strangleroot." And so on. I'm sorry, that came out wrong. I'm just trying to help some friends of mine. They're Adirans, but they've had a string of bad luck. Is there any chance you could lend them a hand? Oh, heroic and observant, huh? Joking aside, I know this seems strange, but they helped me out when I needed it. I'm just trying to return the favor. Galarde. Lawfled and Gladwine came here about 8 years ago, long before the recent rush of adherents. They admitted to having a checkered past back home, but they started a new life in Paradis. Back then, you'd struggle to find an adherent in the city. Now they're everywhere. Anyway, with all these adherents coming in, Lawfled and Gladwine started spotting old faces. And if they were spotting old faces, it was only a matter of time before those faces started spotting them back. They're lying low in the shantytown for now, but they mean to leave for Thirdborn.
Adherents in the shantytown. I doubt they're getting a warm welcome. Most of the people there are Paradisans run out by Adir.
They're afraid to go out in public, and Gladwine, poor soul, he's gone blind from bad drink. Exactly. And the required herbs grow in the wilds around Paradis. It's a little too dangerous for us ordinary folks, but for the Adiran envoy, for the hero who braved the Strangleroot, I'm sure it will be no problem.
Ending with flattery is a nice touch.
Agrasima. Many thanks, envoy. Oh, there is one more thing they need. Land deeds. They've already paid for them. There's a Rawatayan in the Pearl District, Mako, who was handling the paperwork. I don't know. That's the problem. Mako and I had a falling out a while back. It's best if someone else goes. Thank you, Envoy. God bless you.
I'll keep trying. But there's not much to be done for Fort Northreach.
Envoy, I can't believe you're alive. When they dragged you to Liviana's clinic, I assumed the worst. How do you feel? Not even death can slow you down, I see. But we'll return to the topic of your untimely demise shortly. Our first order of business is your purpose here in the Living Lands. You said you had a missive for me from the Emperor? Very good. I'm eager to see what our Emperor intends. Now, His Majesty names you a loyal servant of the Adiran Empire, and an extension of the throne's authority. Thank goodness. At least someone understands the gravity of our situation. And I can't think of anyone more suited for the job. You've seen how wild the Living Lands has become, both in nature and in politics. Sometimes I think the island has a mind of its own. No sooner had you arrived than you found yourself at the center of our troubles. Well, not to mention your abrupt and untimely death. This embassy has no shortage of political foes, but the Dream Scourge is what keeps me up at night. You've seen firsthand what it can do in nature. We can't let it reach the cities. No doubt some superstitious peasant toiling in the fields. The Living Lands has plenty of both. Inquisitor Ludwig thinks the plague is a distraction. She's more concerned about these local rebels fighting against the Empire. Your instincts do you credit. They were paradisans once, law-abiding laborers. Now, they're fugitives and oath-breakers hiding amongst the populace. They've sabotaged our work, killed our soldiers, and the final straw, attacked you out in the open. Something about a labor dispute gone wrong, I think. The Steel Garrote got involved, and it turned quite ugly.
A lot of disputes arise because people here have a strong aversion to being told what to do.
I won't lie to you, Envoy. Our position is tenuous. If we can't even defend ourselves, how are we to defend the Living Lands? But defend it we must, for the sake of everyone who calls this island home. Inquisitor Ludwig demands that someone hang for the attempt on your life. These Paradisan rebels must face justice. True, but you can't investigate the Dream Scourge if you're dead.
Not many get a chance to solve their own murder, you know. I know someone who could help. A dwarven tracker named Marius. Kith or beast, there's little he can't find. He's staying at the Grinning Ballarrock, not far from Liviana's infirmary. We just take the main road east to the market, then head down the stairs and cross the canal. Rough part of town, even by the standards of Paradise. Blend in, for one thing. Marius is from the Tusks, about the harshest and remotest place the gods ever created, even by the standards of the Living Lands.
Trickery, lies. The gods did not build this place.
Let's just say no one survives out there without picking up a few skills, the kind we'll need if we're going to find hidden assassins. Especially if they're from the streets of Paradise.
I suggest you recruit as many allies as you can. but choose carefully. They, like you, will represent the Empire. But before we can send you off to parts unknown, we need assurances from the local healer that you're fully recovered. After all, you survived a brush with death. The health of your body is one thing. The health of your soul is another. I'm sure that a scholar of your prestige is more than capable of self-diagnosis, but time is of the essence. Remember, the assassin is out there. You have the element of surprise. I suggest you use it. You'll have tales aplenty, that's for certain. And a long tapestry of battle scars. We'll talk more of the Dream Scourge when you return. Until then, Envoy.
How about we start with Marius at the Grinning Balrog? Besides, I could use a drink after all this.